In this video, we will look at the various types of research. We have descriptive, correlational, and experimental. Under descriptive, this is used to describe a given data. Without making any generalizations. So in this case, there is no generalization. The next then is that under descriptive, there is one variable involved, and that variable could be qualitative or quantitative. Under correlational, in this case, there are two variables involved. And also, all that we need to identify here is we want to establish a relationship. So what we are interested in is establishing a relationship between the two variables. And lastly, under correlational, subjects are not randomly assigned to treatment. Okay? Alright, now let's look at experimental. Under experimental, likewise, same here, two variables are involved. But in this case, the kind of relationship that we want to establish is a cause and effect relationship. So in this case, we establish a cause and effect relationship. Then lastly, over here the subjects are randomly assigned to treatment. So in terms of correlational and experimental, they are kind of similar, but the difference here is that for correlational, we only establish a relationship. However, for experimental, we establish a cause and effect relationship. And also, in terms of correlational, subjects are not randomly assigned to treatment, but in terms of experimental, subjects are randomly assigned to treatment. In both correlational and experimental, two variables are involved. Let's look at some examples. In this case, we want to identify the type of research for these two examples. The first one says a researcher is interested in determining whether green tea helps to cure prostate cancer. He randomly assigned 50 men to take green tea each day for a month and 50 men to take a placebo pill. After 1 month, men who took green tea were free from prostate cancer. So in this case, let's look to identify what type of research it is. First, let's identify what are the variables involved. So we can talk about treatment as one of the variables, where in this case, the treatment are the green tea and the placebo pill. So let's make it more general by saying type of treatment. So the type of treatment is one of the variables involved. Then the second variable here is whether or not men were cured from prostate cancer. So in this case, we have two variables, type of treatment and whether or not the men were free from prostate cancer. So then, because there are two variables, we are torn between correlational and experimental. Now, let's see what best suits this example. So in this case, because the subjects were randomly assigned, that makes it experimental. Okay, all right. Now moving on to the second example. Out of a sample of 50 sandbags, the average height is 17.5 pounds. So in this case, let's identify the variable. So we can consider the variable as the weight of sandbags. So there is only one variable involved here. So then, since we have just one variable, the type of research is descriptive. Alright, let me know. I hope this video helps you with your studies. Let me know if you have any questions.